Welcome on back to the CSL. This is round 3 between Dhal and Stim on Shattered Temple. So what are you expecting out of this match, fair Sir Enigma, my co-caster who doesn't have StarCraft 2 installed?
I do have it installed. I'm just fixing the broken install right now.
Right.
I'm expecting pretty standard play out of both players. I think Dhal will go 3-gate expand on this map, and I think Stim will try to do something like a 14-16 pool hatch.
Well, so far you're correct
or
about
potentially
the pool.
A 14-14. I don't see the gas coming down yet, so maybe I'm going to be right and look really smart.
You're going to look really smart here, but is Dhal going to block it? That's the question.
That is the one downside of the 14-16. It's really awesome if you can get the hatch down, but a lot of Protoss players will scout you before then and then just put stupid pylons right where you want to put your hatch.
Like right here, for example. It looks like Dhal's going to be ready to block that.
Yep, so this will put a cramp in the style. So the hatch will probably have to go down on something like 20 or 21.
Well, it's actually kind of interesting. No gas going down either, so Stim's going to be... Well, he's not banking money yet, but usually the reason why you get that gas is just because if you delay your hatch by this long, you have too big of a surplus. But looks like we got a little bit of probe dancing here. Still going to throw down the pylon in time. Oh, and he let it go. That was a mistake. I'm kind of disappointed by that.
Well, he slowed it down a little bit, but obviously could have blocked it for a little bit longer. The Zerglings are coming out, a second or two after that, so it's really a question of whether he thinks the extra 10, 15 seconds is worth it.
It usually is. I would argue that it almost always is, so I call that a mistake.
I tend to prefer not to be pylon blocked. If I can just scare off the probe, I feel more comfortable than the alternative.
Being pylon blocked? Not having your hatch down as quickly?
Yeah, well, I've actually started doing 11 pool, 18 hatch in ZVP right now, so I get my hatch down at the same time every game.
Don't lie. You can't do that in League of Legends. You start out with your character, you just level them up, man. You don't have to build anything silly.
It's not like I haven't played ever here camping.
I know. I
just haven't played in like the last week.
But yeah. So,
which you really hadn't played in the last like 3 months, so
hey,
don't be talking.
Hey, macro die is hard, okay?
Those nukes, man, they just keep coming.
Because I can't macro, it's horrible. Oh, Stim putting down the spine as he does his transfer. Everything regular, easy. Oh, a little bit of Stalker Zealot pressure. And this is actually going to be scary.
Yeah, Dhal's been posting about this in the thread a bit, how he likes to do this against people who don't take their gas fairly early.
And I mean, 4-6 lanes so far.
It's not a bad option.
Yeah, this is, it's reasonable. Ideally, he would have gotten that queen down, though. I think this is probably a little better for Stim. Let's actually take a look here at the unit counting station. 26 probes to 22 drones, slightly for Dhal, but the expansion's down, so Dhal is kind of forced to take his expansion.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for this time in the game as well. Normally, maybe Stim would have another drone or another couple drones, but he'll be catching up / getting ahead with the next inject of drones.
Yeah, and it looks like, this is going to be interesting. Lings marching across the map. Slow Lings, mind you. No speed almost done here. It's going to kick in at a very awkward time. Sounds like Stim just lost an Overlord to something. Looks like this Stalker, whom is a mentor, has one more kill thanks to that Overlord. So good repelling from Dhal there. Although Stim, I think, has a nice window where he can force Dhal to not be mining for a while. Although I think...
Dhal dropping the Forge up here. I love the Forge on the 3-gate expand. You can go get the cannon in order to cover yourself from any sort of burrowed shenanigans, but also just excellent defense against roaches and lings. It's really just a great piece of utility. 3-gate expand.
Did you drop the mic?
No, I bumped the mic into my Gatorade bottle.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, it looks like Stim should be knocking down those rocks to his third right now. He should feel safe knowing the expansion has gone down and Dhal's in the business of securing it. But yeah, standard game. Not much else to say. Although Stim's a little late on his layer. Oh, 2 gases going down? All gas is going down. Looks like he's going to go for layer here off of 4 gas, which ideally means he's going some heavy muta or infestor play right out of the gate, rather than just getting speed and then just trying to pressure with roaches. Let's kind of poke around here and see what's going on. Dhal has a nice set of sentries. It's got 7 here to keep him safe.
And he's also getting the ground weapons upgrade, which makes me think we might be seeing some Blink Stalker play eventually. That or Colossus, it kind of makes me lean against him going Stargate after this. And there's the Twilight, so now I'm really feeling Blink Stalker.
And as you were commenting from Beyond Time, it looks like Stim tried to commit with Roach Ling and paid heavily for it. Dhal threw down some great force builds. It's very cost effective in that engagement. So back to even food. Even drone count. So right now Dhal has the advantage, because Zerg has to be ahead in everything, otherwise they're behind. Paradoxically. Well, not really paradoxically, but whatever. So this is kind of in Stim's court to try to turn this one around right now, because if Stim just kind of lets Dhal sit there, he's going to be behind, because Dhal has equal economy, so... But Stim's doing the intelligent thing. He's splitting off his links to try to take down that third so he can have a way to backdoor it. Taking down the rocks at his own third so he can actually take it as well.
Yeah, Dhal going with the Blink Stalker play here does not horribly surprise me, because he had a fairly recent coaching session with Inca, where I know they spent a great deal of time covering kind of this 2-base, 6/7 gate, Blink Stalker with attack upgrade kind of style.
Well, Blink Stalkers are good. And yeah.
That they are.
That's a couple of them.
And having a player of Inca's caliber tell you all the nitty-gritty little details you don't pick up just from watching a game can really make your execution even better.
Yeah, it looks like Dhal's going to see the fact that the rocks are taken, and Stim knows the pylon's up there, so he's running away. Or rather, he's running away because the Stalker's pushed up. I don't think Stim knows about any of Dhal's tech right now. He just sees Stalkers, so could be early Colossi, could be DTs, could be anything at this point. He really doesn't know.
Yeah, Dhal dropping the Robo. I'm interested to see if he's actually going to go throw in some Immortals along with this, which can be a nice compliment, or whether he's going to get the Robo only for the Observer, because eliminating the creep along the way with your push is super important to getting really good engagements.
And also, just to be able to have Blink shenanigans up and down this clef here.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than thinking you have an engagement, and then all the Stalkers are suddenly in your main, and you're trying to run up your ramp choke to get to them, and they're just destroying you through a nice little concave.
Yeah, there's definitely worse things. Don't get me wrong. It's not.
Maybe having 3 pylons and cannons show up at your natural.
Yeah, this is true. Although no, that didn't end up being that bad.
Just feels bad.
It did, yeah, this is true. It just feels bad. Looks like Dhal's going to go double torture. He is way the heck oversaturated. A little too good at making probes. Definitely needs that third down.
Yeah, he's going to have a heck of a Maynard over to his third.
Yeah. He's guarding the rocks, so he's kind of safe from run-in, so he's going to have a nice safe third to work with. So it's going to be a matter of that fourth now. Is Stim doing anything to be able to push down on that? He's getting a pathogen gland, so he's going to have infestors. He's banking enough money that he can make a lot of infestors, and many units at this point.
And Dhal throwing down the Templar archive, so it'll have some high Templar, which will obviously be excellent against infestors if he can get the feedbacks done correctly.
Yeah, he's going to be getting Storm too, just to be safe. So not like Storm's bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, 80 damage over 4 seconds stacked on top of some place in the map can never be a bad thing to have.
But Fungal's better. What's up? I said it.
But I do love Dhal moving out here and clearing out the creep in the middle of the map. It takes the Zerg player a while to get it out there, and it's so annoying when you feel like, yes, I've got my creep spread, and then all of a sudden a Stalker ball just shows up and kills it all.
It looks like the Lings are trying to poke around here to see what's going on. Quite a bit of infestors here, actually. We got 6, with 1 more on the way from Stim. So we're going to see. I had a little argument with Dhal on the forums about whether or not Blink Stalkers were good against Infestors, and we're going to see if he can figure it out. Because they are.
Yeah, well, I kind of agree with you in that argument. My reasoning being that if you don't have Blink on your Stalkers against Infestor, you cannot force an engagement at all. It's impossible. But if you have Blink and the Zerg gets out of position, at the very least you have the capability to punish them for it.
Yep, exactly. It looks like Dhal made the transition. He's got 7 High Templar in zone right now, so 1 for each Infestor, just to verify the unit counting
Which is
station.
a lot more than he needs. So if he gets those off, he should do quite nicely.
Yeah, he's going to be able to feed back and immediately storm the roaches, as long as his micro is good. And his micro is good. I mean, he's going to be able to dance those Stalkers around and be very cost-effective against this army, even though he doesn't have Colossi. And it looks like Stim, in response, is just going to be going for Broodlords. A little macro hatch action to make sure he spends his monies. And holy crap, they're floating. You know, when you play Team Fortress too much, you forget to kind of like check your mini-map and then check your minerals. So my eyes aren't used to kind of jumping around the screen. But yeah, that's a lot of money on both sides.
Well, I think Stim kind of realized it and said, well, heck, I might as well just throw down 2 hatches, because at this point I've got 3,000 minerals in the bank. It's not going to hurt me to have extra hatches out there.
Yeah, I just realized. I say, wait, 4173 supply. Excuse me, this game is boring as hell. It's not. I'm just really tired after my little 7-hour streaming marathon. Dhal's actually the one ahead in food by quite a bit. And maybe that's just a characteristic of a gateway-centric army.
Well, he does have 30 more harvesters, which also will help with that.
Oh yeah, he's sitting at 93. That's why his bases all look like Simon's bases.
Yeah. He's kind of the school of you can never have enough probes.
Yeah, works out.
I have seen the illustrious Simon in a game with 110 probes at once. And Dhal might be working that way, because he's up to 95 now.
Yeah, he should cut it. Definitely should cut it. He knows that creep tumor's there. I'm surprised he's not knocking that down, too. He's going to take his 4th just to keep on mining. But it looks like we're nearing max here.
Yeah, I expect an engagement to happen any time now. I mean, it's going to need to happen soon. Particularly for Dhal, it doesn't do him a whole ton of good to sit around at 200 forever.
And especially when we have
stockpile larva and remax.
Especially when we have 7 corruptors coming out with enough
and the Greater
supply
Spire
to make...
almost done.
Ooh boy! Oh, I clicked away.
He may be about a minute too late.
Well, it's only 3 Broodlords, and Stim's actually just gas starved right now. So somehow gas starved. What? How? He's got all these hatches. Oh, he's only taking 1 gas at the gold. He definitely needs more gas, but it's not as bad as it looks right now. Blink Stalkers are the answer to Broodlords, besides Void Rays. Just to check our production real quick, Void Rays are on the way.